Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me one moment, guys. Today I'm going to be very quick. I'm going to be showing you how to brine a chicken. And for those that are not familiar with brining, brining is the procedure of submerging any type of meat into water. Sometimes the water is seasoned with other mechanisms and flavors, seasonings. I'm trying to think, guys. So literally, you can put anything in your brine. It's just the liquid. You can season it any way you want, depending on the flavor profile you're going for. I have this large pot in front of the camera while I am unwrapping the chicken. Guys, you talk about a tender piece of chicken that you can cut thin sliced, and it tastes like a perfect piece of lunch meat, because that's pretty much, what lunch meats are. They are cured meats that have been dried, been brined, been broken down, and they have very, very flavorful profiles. And most lunch meats as well, they have that lighter color than most. I mean, you wouldn't, the same way that a lunch meat looks, you wouldn't have that same effect when it comes to cooking meats due to the cooking process. It changes the color. It breaks down the muscle tissues, the myoglobin in the meats as well. Those juices release, and the color changes. With the brining procedure and process, you're holding all of those juices in. You're holding all of those juices in, and you're trapping in all of the goodness. So I have my pot here. I am getting some water that is cold, room temperature. It really doesn't matter. Well, actually, excuse me. The coldest possible would be the best. You are going to add additional ice to it. This is to reach the lowest temperature, excuse me, so that so the procedure is literally almost like frozen in time. Give me 1 second while I prepare the rest of the meats that I should have already had prepared, guys. I have a 1 cup measuring spoon, and I have iodine salt. Preferably, you're usually going to use kosher salt. So be very careful using this iodine, because iodized, because it is more potent than, and has a higher salt content than the kosher. So I have a fairly large pot here. This is definitely about 5 gallon pot, if not a little bit more. I didn't fill it all the way to the top, however, almost to the top. Now, like I said, there's no right and wrong way in brining. You are able to season the water So I'm just gonna add not a lot, but just for the flavor profile, 2 tablespoons. I'll put 4 in there. 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I am guesstimating, I do this all the time. Also, the salt content does have to do with how long your brine is going to be in the refrigerator, or how long you're going to brine it for. So the key is you want to do 4 to 8 hours. Anything permeates, not anything, but meat permeates within 2 hours. So after 2 hours, it's already permeated. It already has that good season. However, if you want to leave it in there longer, that's fine. Yet if you do have a strong brine, I would not advise you to leave it over longer than a day. Now this one, it's a light brine. It's not that strong. The longer you let it sit, the longer those seasonings will go into the muscle tissue of the meat. And that is a good thing and a bad thing, because if you have a strong stock, that's not going to be, which is the same thing pretty much what we're doing. If you have a strong seasoned water, it's not going to go over well after sitting in salty water 2 and 3 days. A good way to fix this, if it does happen, you can add more water to it to dilute it. However, of course, it's raw chicken in there, so there's no really a way to kind of test it as far as tasting the liquid. I mean, you don't want to get sick. I am taking the chicken here. I did remove the necks and stuff like that from the middle, and I am dropping him straight into the water. I am adding 2 cups of ice. I'm gonna add a third one because literally that's nothing compared to this big cup. I mean, to this big pot. Adding another cup. And I'm gonna grab 2 more. Okay, and I'm going to top it off with a little bit more water. Not too much water, guys. You don't want to dilute the seasoned water too much. You also want it to be nice and submerged and covered. So pretty much just submerged and to where the water is covered over the meat. A little bit more water. And like I said, I did add the ice, guys. Since the concentration of the water in the brine is lower than that in the ocean, we use the ice for the osmosis stages. Water is attached to the brine, but the brine is so cold that the water freezes. So I did have to give you guys the proper description and definition for the reason why we do use the ice. It's forming a descending tube of ice so that those stages and stuff like that can do what it needs to do. And if, like I said, you can put it in the refrigerator, it's not going to go bad. This is also a form of light curing, so this also will slightly allow your meat to last a little bit longer. Now, don't just go and keep your your meat in there for an extra long time. We don't want anyone to get sick. I'm going to show you how it looks. It's literally chicken, water, ice. We added 1 cup and almost a cup and 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. And like I said, when I do my cooking, I'm thinking about the entire flavor profile. I'm thinking about the end, the beginning, during. So I know that pretty much adding brown sugar is almost like a natural browning, and it also gives a flavor as well. So you can actually see the water is already something of a tint of almost looks like apple cider with that brownish color or whatever like that, and that's literally just a base. So from here is the fun part, and I'm not going to go too crazy. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very quick video, and I am getting out of here momentarily. So pepper, like I told you, I like to use powders. It's not going to hurt. It's not over salting. You know, we already put what we needed in there to get that tenderness, to get that flavor, and you can just already smell. I'm putting oregano, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. Like literally, I'm seasoning it like I would season a regular chicken. However, when you bring it out of the brine, it's not going to look. It's a wet rub and not a dry rub, so you're not going to have that seasoned extra, look. All of that is going to be embedded in your in the meat and the quality of the product. Which, let me open this other one. I have this other one open first, which is good, because I like doing this because you see how quick it is. I'm just sprinkling and shaking, which is normal for me. People tend to think that that I'm just going off of the dome, but no, I'm actually thinking about what profile I want. And if you all have tuned in, I literally have 2 of everything, guys. If you all have tuned in, you know that I am a person that likes to go with the flow, and I'm cooking. This is my food, so a little spicy. Kanye, guys, sorry, I literally did 2 or 3 extras and didn't even tell you. Zesty Blend Original. Just some basic stuff. These are still all powders, cayenne or whatever like that. So now we have a little spice, and then we had that brown sugar, so it's not going to be all spicy. It's going to be a little sweet and savory. But like I said, I didn't even add enough brown sugar for you to for it to be sweet like that. And I know people veer away from sweet meats and those dishes like that. But I go all in, and I'm all for it, because you don't even taste that stuff. You know what I mean? It's all goes into a good flavor profile. And I'm still searching, y'all. I was looking for my daggone curry, just a little bit, so I can get that. Oh, you know what? I did use it all. So let me open the one that I was getting ready to, but I thought I had another one. Just a little bit. Excuse me, not curry, turmeric. I actually need to get some curry. I love those spices. So after this, like I said, after this days, I'm leaving. So I'll come back in a day or two, and this is all nice and ready to go. Okay, now I'm showing y'all some secrets. Okay, I'm putting honey mustard in there. Like I said, you're not gonna taste those sweet agents in there. They will get lost in a good way. And if you do know about mustard as that tanginess, that flavor. People put it in potato salad. They put it in all type of stuff. So I'm not gonna go all into detail, but I just put a little bit of mustard in there. And like I said, this is a wet rub. So after it does its thing and sits in the cooler, all I have to do is literally take it out and throw it in the oven, put it on 350. And when you brining your meats as well, excuse me, when you brine your meats, the time of cooking is actually can be shorter. So sometimes when you brine chicken, you'll notice that the meat almost looks more paler than usual. That's what I was trying to explain earlier, the difference between cooked meat and then when you brine it. Yes, it's going to take on a totally different color and everything like that, because those agents and those muscle tissues are are um, are not tight. They're broken down, they're loose, they're relaxed, so they become tender and stuff like that, versus them being tight and roasted when you don't brine it, and then the color changes and that osmosis and stages takes over, and even with the air and everything like that. So last details, when you do take it out, you can dry it out, pat it dry. This gets the outside of the skin even more crispier. And brining turkeys are excellent too for Thanksgiving, and then you can roast them off, and they'll have that perfect crispy skin, that outer layer that we want and looking for, and then they have that tender, juicy inside. So yes, all of the good stuff. So yes, pat it dry, let it dry for maybe 30 minutes to an hour in your refrigerator. Maybe don't leave it on the counter, but you don't want it to be put in a bucket and in the refrigerator. That's not going to dry it out. You're still going to have a wet spot. So either pat it all the way dry, or let it air dry naturally in the refrigerator, and then yes, put it over a rack, like something like this, and something like this. That way it can just air dry on its own. Like I said, I don't do that, guys, all the time. Now, yes, if I was preparing a meal for someone special, or maybe just trying to do, then yes, but I don't do that all the time. It is the extra process, the extra step that really, I don't care for if I'm just having a meal with chicken. So here we have the end of the brine, and let me bring this into a little bit more lighting so you can really see the color and the seasonings. I'm telling you can really go all out, guys, by pureeing garlic, chopping up onions, putting them in there, and permeating your meats and your chicken to perfection. So like I said, it's all up to you. Like I said, you'll see this here, like this is a wet, pretty much considered a wet rub. And a true wet rub is really same kind of concept, seasons in a bowl, and then they might add certain mustards or soy sauce, depending on what type of chicken, or Korean, or whatever direction they may be going, Asian, Vietnamese. It depends on what direction you're going. They may add some wet products to get that flavor profile, and then they'll rub it on there, and then whatever cooking method that they choose. Guys, there's so many different ways of cooking, trying new things, so do not be afraid. And I thank you for joining, and if you are joining with us for the first time, do not forget to reply, subscribe, chime in, maybe give an idea for something that you may want to see done. And I am going to put a lid on this, and that's going to be it. Our slogan here, Kareem Hutchinson, is growth is inevitable with life experiences, understanding, and knowledge. And be blessed.